Leddy to Sider. Back for Nick Leddy. Up for Larkin. There goes Raymond. Gives it to him. Scores!
Bingo!
His first National Hockey League goal! A minute to come for Lucas Raymond!
Wow.
Caught with straight shots and then pop bottles.
Yeah.
Flirt with the hood rats, then pop models.
Uh-huh.
Caught with
Need that.
straight shots and then pop bottles.
Yeah.
Flirt with the hood rats, then
Okay,
pop
we
bottles.
poppin' champagne like we won a
Shots and
championship
then pop
game.
bottles.
Feel like I got on a championship ring. Cause I ball hard. Notice we ball harder. I am the Birdman. Yeah, I am Big Ara. Okay.
Hello and welcome to episode 69. Oh, nice. Of The Fizz. Thank you all for joining us a day late. As you guys know, we are common men. We have day jobs and we do shit during the day. This is not how we make our living. And yesterday,
Not yet.
not yet. We're working towards that. But right now we got to plug this in where we can. And I got a house under construction and something caught fire in my basement last night. So I was unable to record the Fizz. So that's all on me. So we delayed it a day. Here we are. And I am here with my co-host, Chandler Nash. Say hi to everyone, Chandler.
Hi, everybody.
There he is. JU right now, also grown man with a life, an adult with a kid, had some, I don't know, nanny mix-up or something. So
Baby duty.
Yeah, baby duty. He's running late. He's got to do what he's got to do. Chandler's bowling tonight. I'm playing hockey. JU's watching his kid. My house may or may not be on fire. So we are just doing everything we can to get this show off the ground this week.
Frank, we're more injured than the Lions this week.
We're banged up. We're banged up. We can't even field a full team right now.
Yeah,
We
honestly.
should have.
We're pulling from the practice squad, Frank. We're pulling from the practice. We don't even have a practice squad. We don't have reserves right now.
I know. We should have roped in Ice Cold Brew Lou.
Oh,
That's
God,
what we should have
no.
called.
No, keep him out at sea.
We'll get him in the mix. But so Chandler, I think you tweeted it today. Best time of the year for sports, huh?
Oh, unbelievable time. Baseball, basketball, hockey, football, college football. You even got the Zozo Championship if you're a golfer this weekend. 6 major sports this weekend. Is there a better time? I say no.
I don't think so. April in the D is pretty exciting when that was going on. Other than that, October is just – this is why October – outside of the warm and fuzzies of the fall and the fall basic bitch that I am, like – all the sports are happening. And it really, really helps when your fucking Spartans are undefeated. You know what I mean?
That doesn't hurt, and we're undefeated officially going into the big matchup next Saturday.
I know, and my drywall guy is now sanding, so if you guys are hearing that, I apologize.
Little bit.
You can hear it a little bit? Okay, yeah, whatever. You got to deal. It's a gritty podcast, so just deal with the sanding. I know, and talk about, like, the biggest deep breath that it's like, all right, we're into the Michigan game undefeated. It's
good, and hopefully they'll be in the game undefeated as well, but I don't really sincerely mean that. I root against them every week.
Yeah, I don't care either. I would love for them to lose to Northwestern than to lose to us. There's no love lost. We will get into that no love lost here shortly, but on our rundown here, we had JU talking about how he went to Indiana and how he went to Nashville, but he's not here. So I'll talk about how I was in Nashville as well for a hot second. I was down there for a wedding, just missed JU. That's all I really have to say. It's my 3rd time to Nashville this year. Wild city. Absolutely.
How many hot chicken sandwiches, Frank?
Dude, I was pretty well, so I guess 2. I'll say
okay.
2. But one was, this is kind of cowardly, but it was a salad. I did like a hot chicken salad. It was really good. It was hot chicken. Let's
edit that out, all right?
Yeah, it was Nashville hot chicken. I don't know. It was travel food. Whatever. I got the salad like a punk bitch, like a pussy bitch.
It's like getting the salad at Chipotle. You got to go bowl or burrito.
But like when I got it, it wasn't like It wasn't like a go out to eat. I don't know. It wasn't like the meal. It wasn't like
right.
I viewed a menu and we were having a nice sit down. It was kind of like an in-passing travel meal that I just grabbed on the run. I don't know. Whatever.
There we go. Excuse. Justified. It's all right.
But I will say, and JU would back me up if he's here, like, dude, Bills Mafia. And I wasn't even there on the Monday for the game. I left 6 a.m. Sunday.
Okay.
And we got in. I did a Friday, Saturday, and I was laughing with my brother-in-law, like looking at all the Bills fans, and I was just like, they packed Bills outfits for every single day.
Yeah, I have a buddy who lives down in Nashville, and he said it was like a swarm that came in on Friday and just overtook the city. And I don't know, I couldn't really tell, and I wish JU was here to ask, but it looks like it was about 60-40 Titans to Bills fans, almost 50-50 once it hit game time, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I agree with you. A little bit tough with the color scheme. Not like completely. When I was at that Lions San Fran game, it's if you see red, that's San Fran. This one, a lot of red, white, and blue going on. A lot of patriotism.
Yeah.
But no, dude. I mean, I'm serious. Like, I was on the plane Friday from Michigan, and I felt like half the plane was in Bills jerseys, and I was just like, "Are you guys just wearing that all weekend? You have 3 of them planned." Like, I don't know, they're a nutty fan base.
Man.
But we'll get into the NFL a little bit. But what I want to jump into right now is our Detroit Red Wings, and then into our Pistons.
There we go.
So leading off with the Wings here, as a lot of you guys know, I went to the game last week. Tickets provided by the Detroit Red Wings. Very cool experience. Very cool. Very, very humbled to be.
Kudos to the Wings. Kudos to the Wings for that.
Handshake to the Wings. I'm going to argue that I may have saw the game of the year. 7-6 final. Bertuzzi scores 4 goals. I know we lost. I couldn't believe we blew it. We're up 6-3 with 10 minutes left, and they lost that game.
Yeah. What was your initial thought when you saw Larkin just slug that guy? And kind of bring a different attitude this year compared to last.
I got chills of you just bringing it back up. Like, that's a totally different look from him. We have been pushed around. He gets pushed around, tossed around, and he just wasn't having it, and he got, any hockey player will know if you get hit from behind, like, it's an infuriating feeling. You just don't do it. And he got ridden right into the boards. He popped up, socked him in the face. I fucking love it. We're not taking shit this year. And he set that tone. The captain set the tone of that.
I was going to say it started at your game, and it's kind of been a theme for this year. So I guess tell me a little bit. Obviously, unfortunately, Wings only lost this year was that game, 7-6, defending champs. Tough game, but they had a 3-goal lead, I believe, with 9-ish, 10 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like? And then on the other end, what was the atmosphere like after the overtime winner?
It was, the whole game was pretty electric. Like, it was, that's the first game I'd been to with packed house since, the pandemic started. Since after the pandemic, a lot of people, obviously. Dude, it was electric the whole time. And even when we were up 6-3, by that point, it's third period. I'd been drinking quite a bit. I fucking never walk out of those games, like, okay. But like, at that point, we were kind of hanging out. And, I'm watching the game still, but I'm like, kind of loosely watching. I'm kind of talking to the guy next to me. They sat me next to Old Time Hockey, which, if anybody follows that guy on TikTok, he's got like 3 million followers. He's like, hello, buddy. And he, like, lives in the UP, and he makes, like, he's like a real, like, humble Youper type, warm, cozy feel guy. But he loves hockey. He was there. He was the coolest guy ever. Super nice guy. Shout out to Old Time Hockey, honestly. Great mustache. He had a Sean Avery jersey on, which is pretty cash too.
There we go.
But I was hanging out with him, hanging out with the buddy I went with, and I was kind of just loose. Everyone just kind of like social, hanging out, and then they get 1, then they get 2, and then it's like shit. Then it's like tense. They tie it. It goes to overtime. I don't think we touched the puck in overtime. Don't think we touched. And then they scored, and it was a bummer. It was, but it didn't like. It wasn't like a Lions loss. It didn't deflate us. Like, the Wings looked good. They scored 6 goals against the defending champs. This is a team that won whatever it was, 16 games a year ago. So I didn't think it was too much of a letdown. And then especially to see how they played the next 2 games, it's reassuring for that first one. But
that's what I was just going to add is, you'd be a little worried if they blow the lead and then they come out flat the next game, but they kind of rose up without Larkin the next game, win. They went over the weekend as well. And then I guess from your perspective, Frank, you're a way bigger Wings fan than I am. What's your biggest surprise to start the year, first 3 games? I mean, I know one that I've been seeing is this Thomas Grease, who's playing goalie. Seems like he's playing out of his mind right now. What's your biggest surprise to this 2-0-1 start?
I got to say the biggest surprise is the goal scoring. Like, I mean, absolutely. Like game 1, they score 6. Bertuzzi, I guess to even get more specific, is Todd Bertuzzi. Like, he's been an absolute point machine. I think he has 5 or 6.
Tyler, right?
Oh, nice. My bad. Yeah, I'm stuck in the past. Yeah. I always do that. Tyler Bertuzzi. Yes. He has fucking like 7 goals. It's crazy. And he had 4 the first night. He buried again. I forgot whether it was Vancouver or versus Columbus. I'm mixing it up right now. But I would say the goal scoring. And then we just look a lot stronger on defense. Defense is where we were just absolute shit. And it seems like with Letty and now Sider back there, we're a lot stronger. So, I mean, all around, we just have like this energy to us, this jump to us. And I think what you're seeing right here now is the beginning of like an Yzerman built team.
There we go.
We've bled out a lot of those like contracts, like there's no more Filppulas on the team. There's no more
Helms.
Yeah. Helmer's gone. And then who is
Franzen.
Well, Franzen was who am I fucking forgetting though? The old guy we just let go of. Franz Nielsen.
Yeah.
That guy, we bled him out as well. The last one really is like Danny DeKaiser. I think he's kind of the last of the herd, of the Holland herd.
Right. And to your point, I think they're on the same trajectory as the Tigers. We've probably seen the bottom and they're on their way back up. What do you think? Contention for playoffs this year? Too early to tell? Kind of some young luck?
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
I mean, it's hard for – literally I'm here in a Wings sweater and a Wings hat, like talking how I went to – it's so hard for me not to get so excited about this team, but I'm trying to reel it in because, also let's not forget, grain of salt big time is, I think the last 5 seasons the Wings have – started they love to start hot even during the worst rosters. They've started the years 3-0 and 4-1 and then it just it falls apart. So we'll see how long it can last. I would be absolutely delighted and so excited if they had an on par year with what the Tigers just did.
Sure.
I would be surprised if they were that quote unquote good. If we're kind of because the Tigers I feel surprised this year.
Right. You'd say an on-par season to that's the 10 or 11th best team in the East, on the cusp of the playoffs, but not in the playoffs.
Right. Kind of in shouting distance.
Yeah.
Sure. I would be ecstatic for that. But if they can, keep it up and keep the fight going, they have good goaltending. Absolutely. With, Grease and then Ned back there. So we'll see. We'll just see if the rookies can stay healthy and last an entire NHL season. But so far it's been great. And then just going to Joe Louis Arena, or Jesus Christ, look at me, going to Little Caesars Arena, just being in there was so exciting. And then one thing I wanted to say is, did you see the video of the guy who threw the octopus on the ice?
Yes, he brought it in under his shirt, and it almost looked like it was saran wrapped or something to himself.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the way you got to do it. Throwing an octopus on the ice is on my bucket list. But I've heard rumors that it's, you get, not only do you get kicked out, you get banned from the stadium, you get banned from NHL games. So I was always worried about this, and that was the myth that I heard. And this guy DM'd me, and, we were chatting back and forth. I was like, hey, so did you get kicked out, or are you banned from the stadium? And he goes, no, the security guard said nice toss. And we watched the rest of the game, and then I went to the next 2 games.
I mean, they just gave you tickets, Frank. You think they're going to ban you?
Yeah,
you're in with the Wings now, man.
I just didn't know. It's a sensitive world. I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if throwing dead animals on the ice was still,
allowed.
Yeah, I'm jacked. I'm jacked for the Wings. Sider, Raymond's goal was so fucking sick the other night from Larkin. They're playing with spunk. We'll just see if they can keep it up. And they haven't hit the road yet. The season really hasn't begun yet. So
last thing, and I hate to bring it up. I don't want to bring it up too much, but how much do you think Tyler Bertuzzi missing the games in Canada is going to hurt their team and or their chances at winning those games?
I hate that. I don't care that he's vaxxed or not vaxxed. I hate that he can't go into Canada. I hate that that's the situation. I don't want to obscure that. I don't care really what anybody does with their vaccine status, but like,
right.
I am curious if he'll get it. Like, if they keep winning, this is going to be an issue. Like,
right.
He's our leading point getter, and he's playing out of his mind. And you got to wonder if it's going to creep into his brain of, like, I want to go to fucking Canada. Like, we have a game versus Montreal tonight. We have a game versus Toronto. Like, you got to wonder if he's just going to – I don't know. I'm curious to see, like, if how stronghold he is against it. Because selfishly, I just want him to get poked and – playing the games. And I think every Wings fan does probably.
And like you touched on, he's our best player so far, three games into the year. And it's not like you only see Canadian teams once or twice, like it's baseball or basketball. You're playing the Canadians, you're playing the Maple Leafs, both in your division.
Right.
How many times a year you're going to miss, 10, 12, 15% of your team's games possibly? It is obviously a hot stove subject, but when it's your best player, it even becomes even more of a controversial topic.
And if they're winning, right now they just took 5 out of 6 points in the first 3 games, and you gotta just wonder if he's sitting there wondering when that first Canada road trip comes up, and what if it's primetime Toronto in Toronto? You're gonna miss that one, Tyler. It's like, fuck, man, we need you out there.
Right, 100%. I 100% agree.
Fuck yeah. A couple of notes: Raymond scored his first goal, and then Sider. Yzerman's first pick ever with the Wings, leads the team in time on ice, which is just sick.
Guy was born in 2001 when I was looking up the roster. I almost fucking fainted, dude.
Dude, don't even. The years born. It's like looking at it's even like looking at when you're at the bar, you see you must be of this age, and it's just born in 2001. He doesn't even know the 97, 98 teams. He was 1 year old for the 2002 team. These are these are myths to him.
Right. It's crazy. We're going to get to pre 9/11 and post 9/11 kids here soon. Yeah. It's crazy to think that.
Nuts. But let's move into our Pistons, which, you were asking me questions about the Wings. I don't know much about the Stones, obviously, outside of the obvious Jeremy Grant, Cade Cunningham. It sucked he sat out. But I did, after I put the fire out in my basement, the literal electrical fire in my basement, watch like the second half of the Pistons opener. They had the lead the entire game. They were winning, and then they lost at the end. So Chandler, what are we looking forward to for our Detroit Pistons this year, and what do you expect?
Well, obviously we all know what we're looking forward to. The prize jewel, the number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham, didn't play yesterday. Ankle's a little tender right now. But with that, obviously, we're all excited to see what Cade Cunningham's going to do. Once in a generational player, some people are saying. A lot of people from this area didn't watch him too much last year, Oklahoma State basketball. So a lot of people, if you're not a college basketball fan, didn't see what this kid can do. But there's not much this kid can't do. So we're obviously all excited to see that. What I'm personally excited to see is how is this young nucleus going to really form and grow together. This is the start of what could be the next Pistons run. You've got 2 all-rookie NBA guys between Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart. You had Killian Hayes, who was a top 10 pick last year, who missed most of last year. He looks vastly improved. He played well at the end of last year. So I'm interested to see how we have those 4 guys that I just talked about, all under the age of 22. All under the age of 22.
I did see we were the 4th youngest team in the NBA.
Right. So we've got so many young pieces on top of the Josh Jacksons from Detroit who comes off the bench, gives us a little bit of energy. You have other guys, like you mentioned, Jeremy Grant. He's obviously our best guy right now, and he could be an all-star. He was on an all-star pace before he got injured last year. So he got some experience with Team USA over the summer in the Olympics. I think he could bring some of that veteran leadership to such a young locker room, and even he's only 27. But I'm interested to see how they play the second half of the year. The first half, it's going to take a lot of meshing and whatnot. And Frank, I was looking at some stats, and we've got to put this into perspective, and we've got to be patient as fans. Giannis, year 8 was his first championship, 26 years old. LeBron, year 9 was his first title, 27 years old. KD, year 10, at age 28 was his first title. Michael Jordan, year 7, age 27. Cade Cunningham's a rookie. He's 20 years old. Those 4 that I just talked about, the youngest to win a title, and those could be 4 out of the top 10 players of all time, was 26 years old. Be patient. It's going to take time. It's going to take 2 to 3 years to even be a 5-ish or 4 seed. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the buildup, and really just take it in and enjoy Cade's first couple years. But be patient. It takes time in the NBA.
So I love everything you're saying. I appreciate all the insight, honestly, because I'm new to it too. And just low key, when you were saying that, I mean, Yzerman, 13 years right before he won a Stanley Cup. I think he was 30. Questions about the team. So like the nucleus you just named, like, are these guys sticking around? Are we going to lose these guys? I feel like in the NBA, like once contracts are up, they get way overpaid and they move. Like, so the nucleus you're talking about, the Cade Cunningham, like, is Jeremy Grant going to stick around? Is Isaiah Stewart sticking around? Like, how is that looking in 5 years from now?
Right. Well, the good thing is this. Usually these guys stay for a second contract in the NBA. It's very rare after your rookie contract, you don't sign your first extension. Anthony Davis did it. Kawhi Leonard did it. Kyrie Irving did it.
I feel like all of those 3 people demanded trades. I feel like the 3 guys you just named demanded
Ben
trades.
Simmons did it. He's demanding a trade right now. But the point is this. Yeah. You always get a second contract, or almost always get a second contract in the NBA with guys you draft. So for Saddiq Bey, for Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, that's great news. Now, you touched on Jeremy Grant. 3 years, $60 million. He's in year 2 right now. He is going to have a lot of suitors, but what is he going to see? We're 2 years away from having to re-sign him. We could have an ascending team that he could be still one of the main centerpieces on. And in the NBA, you have bird rights. You can pay players more to stay than they can get in the open market. So that's obviously another big advantage to the NBA, and keeping these players around for 1, 2, 3 separate contracts is you do have that advantage to be able to pay them more to stay. So I like the nucleus. We're going to have to eventually, just like the Tigers are doing right now, have some good, savvy free agent signings, make trades. You're going to have to build on. But the hope, I would say right now, is Cade's the centerpiece, and you've got Saddiq, Isaiah, and Killian Hayes as kind of the sidekicks right now. Is one of those guys going to step up to be his partner in crime, or are we going to have to get that from the outside and bring him in?
So I would definitely say, with, from outsider looking in, I mean, I love the Pistons, but I've said this 1,000 times, I'm a bandwagon Pistons fan. I'm going to try to watch them more this year because they're young and exciting, but, my interest level is very much in how good they are. I mean, that's just me being honest, but I do love our Pistons. I mean, don't get me wrong. So Killian Hayes definitely gets the most hate on Twitter and the internet from what I see. I saw some guy tweet out today, like, no, Killian Hayes is not a bust. He's played 21 games. I'm not having this conversation after every single, game. Just curious. I know he came from France, and our other guy came from France. What was his name? Sekou?
Doumbouya.
Yeah, Doumbouya. I don't think I've ever said his name out loud. But, he was a French guy, and he's, we kicked him to the curb. So, how are you feeling about Killian Hayes? Because he definitely seems to take most of the heat on social media.
I would agree with the sentiment of that guy. I mean, he's 21 games in. He's a young kid. He's 20 years old. Go to Giannis in his first 21 games and tell me how he was doing. Give these kids time, man. Just like I said, it takes years and years and years to develop, and it takes the best players years and years and years to develop. Not everyone's LeBron James. Not everyone comes into the league and just starts tearing it up. Actually, a majority of the guys don't do that. Look at Joel Embiid. He was out for his first 2 years. Out. He didn't play. He didn't play at all. People were calling him a bust, and now he is one of, if not the best center in the league. So
he's making guys bust.
Yeah, temper expectations with Killian Hayes. Give him time, and then give him time to learn how to play with Cade Cunningham, because Cade Cunningham's a ball-dominant guard. Killian Hayes is a ball-dominant point guard. How are they going to figure it out? Are they going to shift Hayes to the shooting guard, even though he's shorter than Cade Cunningham? I suspect that's probably what they'll do, and it's going to take some time for those adjustments. But give the kid and the whole team some time.
Deal. The last note that I have. What's up with Garza? Is he like gonna get minutes? Like, is he on the roster? Like, what's up with him? Like, he was sick in college. I thought he did good in the whatever, the preseason or G League, whatever they call it.
Yeah, the summer league. He did do good. League. He showed out in the summer league. They signed him to a contract for a second rounder. They gave him a contract to be on the team. I don't know if right now he's got it. I think maybe as they get worse over the season. We saw that last year with Plumlee getting some less minutes, Isaiah Stewart getting more minutes. I could see someone like Kelly Olynyk, who's getting a lot of minutes now. If the Pistons start slipping and sliding and say we're playing for next year, hey, let's see what Luka's got at that time. I don't expect it here in the first quarter of the season. As the season progresses, though, I believe he'll get some shot at some reserve minutes, maybe 8 to 10 a game.
Interesting. I'm always curious about that, especially with with basketball, because it's just like these guys are so dominant in college, and then and it just seems like there's a consensus like, yeah, he's not really a pro, and I kind of see it in football sometimes, but I've obviously been like, Russell Wilson's a good example, like completely wrong, but just curious how it always translates over or how it doesn't.
Yep. 100%.
Cool. So let's moving right along today, wasting no time. Without JU, we move pretty quick. Just kidding. But, and I'm kind of bummed he is not on for this one. I'm actually going to see. He has not texted. Nothing. So he's still on dad duty. We'll get his take, because I really want to know his thoughts on this before we move into the NFL. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show. I mean, we are like 10 days away or whatever it is, a little less than 10 days away from arguably one of the biggest Michigan State matchups in all of rivalry history. So you obviously know there's going to be a lot of media leading up to it. I am thankful and grateful, like you said, that we have a bye leading into this. We got through, as in we, anybody knew, we're Michigan State guys. We got through Indiana, which looked like an absolute nightmare. It looked like the nightmare was just coming to fruition there.
Survive in advance. In advance.
And now Michigan has that game this week. I think Indiana's a little better. I'm not taking away anything, and they are. And the game's in the Big House, right?
Yes, it is. It's at Michigan.
So a little bit more going for them. But you got guys like Braylon Edwards just pissing out of his mouth bulletin board material with a game in between the Michigan State game. So, if you guys haven't heard, I'll play the Braylon clip for you here. But essentially, it's a small clip from fucking Woodward Sports. Woodward Sports will play anything and say anything to get clicks and views. And good for them, because here we are talking about it. But they hired Braylon Edwards, and he basically has a quote that says, after the first game of Mel Tucker's tenure with Michigan State versus Rutgers, after he lost, we as Michigan State fans were calling for him to be fired, and not only that, we were launching out racial slurs against him, which is just made up out of thin air. There's no proof of it. There's no facts behind it. There's not fans in the stands for those games, so it's not even like he could say people were yelling it. There should be an internet trail of this, and it's a lie. It's an absolute lie from Braylon Edwards. There's no way we wanted Mel Tucker fired after his first loss to Rutgers in the middle of a pandemic after a short recruiting season.
Then to the Michigan State fans who are chomping the wood.
Here we go.
And here chomping the wood and blah, 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 blah. Michigan State players, don't forget, this same Michigan State fan base, they were talking stuff about Mel Tucker last year. They wanted him fired last year.
LSU's next coach.
But before the Michigan game last year, you guys were using racial slurs. Some of you, not all of you. You were using racial slurs. You wanted him fired. Say he was a horrible coach. Michigan State was a horrible talent. You said all that. And then they beat Michigan and things changed. And now all of a sudden they're 6-0, and it's like, chopping the wood. Michigan State players, don't forget what that fan base said about you. Play for yourselves, and not what the fan base says on Twitter.
7-0.
Can't name one. Can't name one.
I personally don't care to spend too much time on it, because then it gives them what they want, which is airtime and whatnot and attention towards it. But what did he say? Unnamed sources? Did he cite anything? Did he find a Reddit thread? Like, I seriously, I heard the clip. I played it again. It was literally like he just said it, didn't have any sources, didn't have backing. I don't think he's come out and proven anything or given any sources or backing. I was a little befuddled by it, especially in today where you're it's so divisive right now and whatnot, and you throw that out there. I've never heard of something like that. It's a rivalry. I get it. We're not supposed to say nice things about Michigan. They're not supposed to say nice things about us. But to throw out a lie like that on that sensitive of a subject, I don't agree with it. You know what? Maybe that's why the Big Ten Network didn't want him either.
Yeah, honestly, I was just curious to see if JU knew the guy, and I wanted to know his opinion on the thing. And obviously, right. There's a racial aspect to it and would love his perspective. But I'm with you. Don't want to give it too much attention. Braylon Edwards did follow up and say something fucking stupid. I don't have the time to fight with Michigan State peons about what I said. He didn't double down, but he just kind of said in my brain, that was just I know I said something really fucking stupid, but I'm not backtracking. So I'm just going to try to tuck this under the rug.
Wish him the best.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
God, it's just, I don't know. I just feel even too, as a Michigan fan, you got to just be what the fuck? Why are you even giving them that? Why are you giving that locker room that?
It's already a huge game, the biggest game possibly ever in the series, and you do something like that. I'm sure Harbaugh's got a little fucking stain in those khakis right now, thinking about why Braylon would ignite a fire like that.
Since we are on Michigan State, let's just stay in this college lane for a second. The noon announcement of the game bugged a lot of people. A lot of people were upset. I saw a lot of comments, social media, this is bullshit. This is the biggest game ever. We're disrespected, this and that. I disagree, personally. I don't know if we're just getting old, Channy, but I love a noon kick, man.
It reminds me of our time there.
Yeah,
I feel like the noon game was the game there. You got up at 6 a.m., you tailgated. Once it was 3:30, it's you were sloppy and kind of graying out almost to the blackout stage. So it's I like the noon start too. We played Michigan a couple times at noon while we were there. I know one of the times we did play them later in the day at 3:30, but I really like the noon game. I think it's Michigan State. Most of their games are at noon, so I don't mind it. Of course, I would have liked a 3:30, but I don't have a preference to 3:30 or noon. What about you, Frank?
I'll tell you, for the spot I'm in, so when we were at State, when we were at Michigan State, my favorites were the 3:30s. Just because the noon, we were a big drink, we were part of a drinking crew. The noons were get up real early, and it's not like you were saving yourself on Friday night.
Right.
It was hit it hard Friday, scrape you off the dance floor at Rick's, and then you're up at 6, 7 a.m. for the tailgate the next day. With the 3:30, you got you could do a 9, you could do a 9 or 10, which I kind of like. But then again, none of that matters because we were 21 and you just kind of you just pop up and everything's fine.
Right.
For this at 30 years old, and especially for this game, I'm so jacked it's a noon, because if it was a 3:30, I would just wear out my carpet in my living room just pacing back and forth until 3:30. I like the noon because I can get up, knock out a few things, and then we're just starting. Because I'm going to be I'm already chomping at the bit to just be settled and watching this game. I'm literally, I can feel the adrenaline in my pits starting thinking about that morning. I am so excited for that game. It is going to be it's going to be
great. And know what I do like about it too is it's kind of that old school. It's going to be physical at the line. Both teams have good running games. It's going to feel like those Michigan State games when we were younger, as opposed to the past couple years where it's been a little more spread. It's been a little more high scoring at points and times, but we remember the Duckets, the Chris Perrys, the Mike Harts, the Javon Ringers, the J.U. Culprits. It's you know what? Those are the games you remember, and I feel like that's going to have that kind of vibe in this game where it's 20-17. Every yard matters. A lot of 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s where they're going to be running up the middle. I'm excited for it, but We've got 10 days still until the game.
There's still a
We've
game.
still got a long way.
Michigan's still got a game. And that's why I'm so pumped we don't have a game. Like, because we would be having this convo right now, you know, with Indiana in between us or whatever. Like, that's what I would hate as a Michigan fan personally.
Sure.
Yeah, I could keep talking about it, but like we're gonna have a show next week, so I'll pull back. I'm so excited for it. Best time of the year, like you said. And I mean, they haven't been this good since 2015. They haven't been this close in ranking and skill, it seems, since obviously trouble with the snap. So
I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that game as well. So let's move into our NFL. Let's get to the NFL. Week 6 recap. We're really getting to know these teams now. You know, these are we know who we got. So we'll start with, we'll do this briefly because this is stupid at this. This is where we're at. This is what happens every year. Lions get killed. I don't remember the final. What was it? We had 11 points, right? Like
31-11.
31-11.
I don't know. 31, 34. I blacked out, honestly.
And this is the pattern the Lions are in. It's like, everyone thinks they're going to get killed. They keep it close, San Fran. Media gets on board. They get smoked the next week. Who they have after San Fran?
After San Fran, they had the week 2, they lost to, gosh, I'm drawing a blank now. It wasn't the Ravens. That was week 3.
Right. Green Bay, they got their dicks kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
In
Monday night.
Yeah.
No, we were winning at halftime. Everyone
gets excited.
At
half. Well, we got our dicks kicked in eventually, 35-17. Then people forget about us. Then it's Baltimore, right? Right?
Yep. Week 3 was Baltimore.
And then media gets back with us. Everyone's all excited for the Lions. Crazy kick, lose the game. Everyone's in on the Lions. Then we lose again. We lose again.
The Bears.
So the Bears get killed, embarrassed. Because we've lost every game. So it's not like we lose again. But it's like embarrass or keep it close.
Right.
Media's off of us. Vikings game happens. Media's back in. Campbell cries. Whole United States is now rooting for the Lions. Dicks kicked in by the fucking Bengals. Like,
what a sin, too. 3.5, and none of us took that last week on our picks. 3.5 points, Bengals and Lions. That was a fucking joke.
That game was icky, though. Like, it was also one of those, like, I don't know who the Bengals really are. But I'll tell you one thing, they're way better than the fucking Detroit Lions, that's for sure. So
it was tough to watch. Did you watch the game, Frank?
Yeah, well, I'm red zoning it now.
Okay.
And then, I try to watch if the Lions receive the kick, I try to watch the first possession. And then I'll do red zone, and then I'll start to flip to the Lions. But if I get 3 commercials in a row, I'm just like, all right. Not if I hit red zone, they're not in gameplay. If I leave red zone and gameplay has ceased, I'm all pissed off.
Right. It's tough to watch. I don't know. Did you see the scenario where we had it? It was right before the half. We had a 3rd and 4 on about the 40 or 45-yard line. Hawk gets open down the sideline. Goff airmails him.
Okay? Yeah.
4th and 4.
Yeah.
We weren't playing aggressive. We were playing reckless. Campbell was going for everything. 4th and 4 on our own 30. Now he makes a smart decision, goes for 4th and 4 on about the 45-yard line. Obvious hold for the Lions. Goff fires it out of bounds on 4th and 4. I go, what is – that's my real biggest disappointment this year. I knew we were going to be bad, but Goff, he's fucking lost, dude. He's not in there in the game. He doesn't understand scenarios. He's just not engaged in the game.
He's not there. And I couldn't think of we have Dan Campbell. That guy is king of the city and he hasn't even won a game yet. Someone in the depths of the internet was like, hey, Detroit, and I totally agree with this. To your point about Goff, lost. Deer in headlights. I don't think, no bite. I've said that all year. No bite to him at all. No fight, whatever. I think someone mentioned online we should trade for Gardner Minshew. And I just couldn't agree more. Him and Dan Campbell, just why not? Let's just make it a full clown show until we're ready to be a good team. I
don't hate that idea. What I do hate is all these people trade for Deshaun Watson. It's dude, no. It's gonna cost us 3 picks or more. We need not 1, 2, or 3 guys. We need about 8 or 9 guys to really get back on our feet.
And do we need, more bad press? It's just like we don't need it. And we don't need that guy. There'll be another that guy. We're going to have the picks. We're going to have the picks. 100%. Deshaun Watson is we don't know when he's going to be back on the field. Whether you think he's guilty, innocent, whatever you think, it's just not what Detroit needs right now. Right. You think he's going to want to fucking come here?
No, I don't. But fucking Blue and Slappy Honolulu Blue Twitter account does, and all these forward people who are still putting forward in a hashtag are really bothering me now. There's nothing forward. There's nothing forward. It's neutral. This year is neutral. Well, damage control.
It is about the time of the year where I start doing backward. I start putting backward. But forward's still going. I actually posted it yesterday. Well, it's my hashtag, so I got to keep it alive, Chandler. Come on, it's for the fucking brand. But the Minshew thing I just thought was funny because that would be. I just think I don't know. Like I kind of just feel like we need someone like that with like nothing to lose. Like this is gonna be tough for me to describe. Like Goff, went to the Super Bowl. He was on the Rams, number 1 overall pick. Like, and now has come to the Lions. Like, it was still unsure where his career was going to go. Like, is he still going to be sick? Is he not? I mean, a lot of people thought he would be bad. I don't think they thought he'd be this bad. Right. But, like, he's still, I think, in his head, like, he's so highly paid that it's like, my career could still be alive somewhere. I think we need a guy like a fucking, even David Blau or like a Minshew or like a Brissett. Someone who's just, like, out there, like, this is it. There's no holds bars, like I'm just going for it. Like we need like someone like that who doesn't need a career revival. They're just. So
you want like Fitzmagic signed in the offseason?
100%, like 100%. Okay. Like that's what I mean. Maybe not the offseason. I like right now as I wish the situation. I hope next season we have some improvements. But God, they suck so much ass. I had one more Lions note and I can't really think of it. If we want to move ahead to next week. It's going to be Lions fans. Just listen to this. I might as well do this now. It's going to be hell. This week versus the Rams is going to be awful. The media is going to be. It's going to be the most horrible nightmare. It's going to be just how Stafford broke out of his prison in Detroit and is now liberated in sunny California, not in dingy Detroit anymore. And we're going to have a big 0 in the win column. And the Rams are going to beat us by 35 points. And it's going to be media hell. It's going to suck so much ass, that game. That game's going to blow to watch. I just want every Lions fan to be fucking prepared for it. They're going to make Detroit and the Lions look like dog shit. That's what they're going to do.
So how many graphics during and before the game are we going to see for Stafford's first 6 games with the Rams versus his time in Detroit, comparing things like touchdown to interception ratio, 6 games to 150 or 160 games. And the good thing though, Frank, let me bring you some relief. All right. The good thing is this. Yeah. This is the good thing, Frank. Did you see his video yesterday? Did you see his press conference yesterday?
I posted it.
You posted it on Champagne Athletics.
It's blowing up.
Yes.
Yeah. I put forward on it.
Oh. All right. Don't. Yeah. But he was very appreciative of his time here in Detroit. Coming from the guy who left here, he had nothing but good things to say about the city. I'm sure he hated the organization. What ex-player doesn't? But he had nothing but good things to say about the city and his memories here. It kind of helped soften the blow. Nonetheless, they're going to beat the shit out of him. It's going to be absolutely a miserable 3.5 hours for Lions fans. And you know what? It is what it is. We deserve it.
We deserve it. I was going to say, I don't think we don't deserve it. I don't want anyone to think I'm looking for sympathy. We deserve to get dragged, but it's just, so it's just, we've been getting dragged. Like, it's just getting dragged is getting fucking dragged. And we've been getting dragged for a long time. And Sunday is going to fucking suck. It's going to suck. The graphics and the statistics they're going to pull out of their ass. And it's going to be Detroit versus LA, and it's just gonna suck. It's just gonna suck. Goff might cry, man. Goff might literally fucking cry.
Oh man.
And the Lions always win one game they're not supposed to win. And if I had like one football wish in the world, it would be to take this game, because that would be just unbelievable. But like, it's so far of a pipe dream, it's not even reality.
I hear you.
So that's it. Lions are gonna get dicked down. All right, let's keep moving here. NFL, basically just like notes I had here. We can where did I put that? I had a note here. Oh, here we go. Two of them. You and me can both talk about fuck ups from the beginning of the year. I think I've said this on the podcast, but if I haven't, I just try to keep it honest. I've definitely said this in bars. I've said this over drinks. Like, I predicted, I had the Arizona Cardinals coming in last in their division, and they are first in the NFL at 6-0. So I just want everyone to know that was just a huge swing and a miss. And then Chandler got real loud preseason about the Giants winning that division, and they're a meaty 1-5. So.
Hey, they still got time to make the playoffs. We got a lot of time left. Saquon's coming back. They've had some bad losses. It's all good, man. It's all good.
And I did a search actually on like New York local papers and stuff, and just kind of seeing what people are saying, and they want to fire sale the whole team. They think it's time to move on from Saquon to just fire sale it down to the studs.
I mean, it could be. We'll see what happens. We'll see. These next couple games are pivotal for them.
Yeah, but I will say the fucking.
Frank, I want to add another fuck up. I also said that the Ravens weren't going to make the playoffs. Then they lost week 1 to the Raiders, so I doubled down on it. Then they got a slew of injuries, so I was really cocky. And now Lamar Jackson has won, 5 straight games, looking like a top 5 MVP candidate. Yeah. They're playing fucking Devonta Freeman, Sean Alexander, Marshall Faulk in their backfield, and they're still fucking winning games right now.
Yeah, I mean, they got the oldest guys. I mean, how weird is Le'Veon in 17? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And, okay, I mean, maybe we should just start a new thing every week, and it's called, like, Confession Corner. It's like where we're just completely wrong. So I had the Seahawks winning the NFC West, which was just me trying to be cool. I was just trying to be cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that one. I thought
you got them mixed up. You thought the Cardinals were the Seahawks and the Seahawks were the Cardinals.
A lot of birds.
Got mixed up. It's easy mistake, common mistake.
The other one that's wrong. It's wrong, but it's at least like, I don't know. It's still just incorrect. As I had the Steelers winning their division, and I mean Ravens are running away with that one. But I mean Steelers, I mean, they are still kicking, like, and it's like the Browns could still finish in last, which I think is just like unbelievable.
It's wild. They got a slew of injuries, 2 tackles. Baker's out tonight now. OBJ's questionable. It's like, dude, they went from a favorite or a top 3 favorite in the AFC to I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs now.
Right. It's crazy. And their schedule's been, I mean, really tough though. They had Kansas City, the Chargers.
Yep, Cardinals last week.
Yep, Cardi B's. Yep. Yeah, so I marked down just games of the week from last week. Cowboys Patriots. That game was pretty incredible. Had them, 4.5 or whatever, 3.5. So the fact that they scored that touchdown at the end, I thought was fucking nuts.
Oh yeah.
And then the Bills-Titans, I mean, that game, in primetime was awesome. I felt bad for JU's Bills. I felt bad that he was there. But I haven't said it yet. Like the play at the end I don't mind them going for it. The Bills going for it in there at all. I loved it. I hated how they did it, though. I hated his, like, fake shotgun into the under center, faking like he's talking. He was moving too much, and he fell down.
Yep. I agree with you. You got to go for that in that situation. Love the aggressiveness, but, I mean, I hate to say it, 8-9 times out of 10, the Bills are going to get that, especially with Josh Allen under center.
I just feel like he should have lined up under center, said, I'm running it right at you, and hiked it and went, as opposed to the theatrics before.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a ton of different things, read option, RPO, there's a lot of different things you could have done, but having him run up to the line and try to get an inch wasn't one that I would have called.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I mean, they're a runaway with that division, so I guess they got some leeway. All right, let's move into our betting here. So let me pull up our sheet. So let's recap a little bit from last week, and I think the Fizz Army and even people maybe outside of it are starting to really hop on these picks because knock on wood, but we do it every week. Knock on wood. It has been a minute since we've ended up in the red on a Sunday. I can't say the same for us on Thursdays. We are not great on Thursdays.
No.
But Monday night, holy Chandler, you are 6-0 on Monday nights. I want everyone to listen to that. Chandler is 6-0 on Monday nights. I am 4-2. JU is 2-1. He gets a little spunky on fucking Mondays. Thursday night. Oh, apologies as well. I was pretty intoxicated at the Red Wings game and was way too excited for my boys. Didn't post the first time this year. I haven't posted our picks for the Thursday night. So fucking stupid to fly Eagles fly. You guys covered that by 1 point. But let's recap a little bit. So last week I had the Chargers, which was immediate regret because I picked the Chargers. You started yelling Omaha, which I knew I was fucked right away. Too obvious of a bet. They got absolutely blown out by the Ravens. My big balls pick of the week, which is not a thing, but it happened. Seahawks plus 5.5. I admitted to the boys after that I completely forgot that Russell Wilson was out. So, and Chandler even tried to tell me in the podcast that he was out. Like, he made like a joke. He was like, "Oh, right. So it's Geno Smith in a Russ jersey," and I was like, "Haha, fuck you." Like, I don't know. So that one covered though. So big balls pick of the week, and then I was a sheep with Kansas City 6.5 that covered. JU a perfect Sunday, his first perfect Sunday of the year. So congrats to him. He had Green Bay -4, Cowboys 3.5, KC -6.5. He was the shepherd. He actually was the shepherd last week. And then, some ballsy picks out of you, Chandler. Got to respect them. Definitely respect the picks. Minnesota, ballsy pick as always. You've done like 3 Minnesota games where the line has been 1 point one way or the other. Minnesota 2, I think Falcons 1.5 was one of them. And then you've just been towing that line with Minnesota, which is terrifying to me. I would never do it. G-Men plus 10.5. I mean, fuck you for that. Like, you got to give it up. Like, you just got to get over yourself. Let it die.
I gotta let my loyalties go soon enough here.
Yeah, and then Washington football team 6.5, which I thought was a smart ballsy pick, but it ended up going with the sheep. So overall, Frank 17-12-1, JU 16-13-1. Me and him have been kind of leapfrogging each other all year, but we have not caught Chandler, who is at a very clean 20-10, giving the boys an overall record of 53-35-2, which I'm not going to act like that is normal. That is fucking surprising that we have that positive of a record.
Vegas usually starts taking over the second third of the season. So for everyone listening, for everyone who listens just for the betting advice, take the weird, odd-looking lines because this is the time of year that they really start to dominate.
And as Chandler says that, you are going to hop in a sheep's cradle with me with my picks. But let's get these off the ground. Let's get our picks going. We got no JU picks, but I'll text him for his and we'll put him on the story as always on Sunday. So, Chandler, I think you lead this one off. Who do you like this Sunday?
So this one's a little, we got to take those games where we're not too comfortable with it. This one, money's pretty even, 52% of the money on one team, 48% of the money on the other team. However, that 52% of the money is 36% of the bets. So the sharp money is going on this team. This team is going from east to west. I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles getting 3 at the Las Vegas Raiders this week. Raiders expended a lot of energy first game after Gruden's firing. They played a very good game in Mile High last week. You got the Eagles coming in. Jalen Hurts looking pretty good. They played the Buccaneers tough. They have not been good since the first couple weeks of the season. They're due for a game. Interesting stat, Frank. The Raiders averaged 13 yards per reception. That's the third highest in the league. The Eagles allow a league low of 9.5 yards per reception. The Raiders account for 32 20-plus yard receptions this year. They live and die on the long ball. The Eagles are able to contain the long ball. The stats show it. Give me Eagles +3. this week in Las Vegas.
Incredible. That advice is free, everyone. We don't charge for this fucking podcast, and Chandler just broke all that down for you. I have nowhere near those statistics. Like, basically all I can add is just like Darius Slay plays there. That's like all I got. But I did hear a weird stat on him. That's like he only has like 2 picks since being traded, or 1 pick or something like that.
Yep.
Crazy pick. You know, honestly, like I don't have the stones to take the Eagles. I got nothing to touch there. That was one of my predictions at the beginning of the year. They'd be the worst team in the NFL. They're definitely not the worst team, but they're not good either. Okay. And you said they had the Raiders. See, Raiders Eagles is a game I'm never touching. So welcome to the Shepherd. Welcome home, everybody. I take easier ones to digest, and I'm going to take it. I'm going full easy here because it's, knock on wood, been working for me. I'm not overthinking this one. This is a full not overthink, and if you can, lock it in now because I only see this line going up. The Chiefs are at the Titans this week. The Chiefs are, I bet you this is going to be a fucking Omaha. He's going to start yelling it. Okay, Chiefs are -5 at the Titans. I'll keep it very simple. The Chiefs are rolling. The Chiefs are a better team overall, even though, you know, when good teams start to lose, everyone is so eager for the whole ship to fall apart. They're not falling apart. Titans are on a short week, and I don't know if anyone saw that Monday night game. I think everyone from the secondary got injured. I don't see it being a close game. I think the Titans are still either beat up, exhausted, celebrating that Bills win. Tough schedule draw. Holy shit. Bills than Chiefs. Got them both at home, but Chiefs cover the 5 in Nashville. I think it should be an easy one. Chiefs should be able to cover that 5 with a banged up Titans secondary. Chiefs
all right.
-5.
I like the pick, Frank. So my favorite bet of the week, I'm just going to tell everyone this, is the Niners Colts under. We don't pick over-unders here, but 44 is the over-under. 9% of the bets and 71% of the money is on the under of that game. You never see something like that. So all the sharps are on that under. I do like that under on Sunday night. But my second game, as far as games go, is going to be another tough one, another one that you probably don't bet. And they're 2 very unpredictable teams. Give me the Falcons -2.5 at the Dolphins.
See, these are terrifying games to me. Those 2 teams. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
So Dolphins played in London last week. They lost to the Jaguars. Dolphins didn't look good. They have to come back from London. Falcons played in London 2 weeks ago, got a bye week. Calvin Ridley got a game off. He's going to be back. Kyle Pitts played awesome last game. Matt Ryan looking a little bit better. But it's not about the Falcons this game. I just think the Dolphins and Tua stink. That's what it comes down to. Give me the Falcons -2.5 in Miami this weekend.
Impressive. And I'm with you. I think Valenti today was yelling that the Lions weren't involved in the trade for Tua, and I truly don't understand that. If we're rebuilding, I don't think Tua should be written off yet. I really don't. But I also I don't think that's our guy. Not that I know who the guy is. I think I just want a guy fresh out of college that's just like a new dude. Welcome to Detroit, whatever. I don't know. I don't think Tua is the guy there. But Falcons -3, Eagles +3 for you. My second pick, and I'm looking at both of them here, and I'm thinking through which one I like the most. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go fucking what I like more. I'm going straight Shepherd, like I said, and the Bucks are at home versus the Chicago Bears, and I think the Chicago Bears are absolutely terrible. I really do. I think the Bears are awful. Justin Fields is going to go down to Tampa. He's going to go to Tomland, and I think he's going to absolutely poop his pants. I think it's going to be very hard for them to generate offense at all, and I kind of see this one being the Bucks running the ball pretty much a lot of the fourth quarter. It's a 12.5 line. I think they cover it with ease. I'm thinking 34-10 or something like that. I don't see the Bears not giving up 34, and I really think the Bears are going to struggle to score. So Bucks -12.5 at home versus the Bears, who I think fucking suck, if I haven't said that yet.
Okay, awesome. And Frank, I wanted to say this is probably the toughest slate so far this year. Mm-hmm. This is a very tough slate, and 2 games, 2+ touchdown lines. You rarely see that in the same week in the NFL.
Right. The other one, if anyone's curious, is Lions-Rams. So.
Well, you got the Cardinals-Texans too, 17.5 this week 3, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's bigger than the. Yeah, it's the second biggest one. The Lions are even closer. That's wild.
Yep. So, all right. I'm going to get into the Sheep Shark this week, Frank. We'll get JU's take on it. As always, thank you, DV, who gives me the insight on action.com, which tracks PointsBet. I have the insight to DraftKings bets. And did you think we were going to sway too far away from this? Did you think, Frank, we were going to get away from fucking picking this game this week? All right. It was one of the top 2 most lopsided games. Okay. And I said, you know what? There's no fucking way I'm not making you pick this game. I'm putting Frank on the clock. I'm putting 88% of the money per DraftKings on this team. I'm putting 92% of the money per PointsBet on this team. And you know exactly what game it is. The game that we talked about to start out the show. The game that all of America is going to be watching. The game where Frank doesn't pick against the home team, but does he still love the hometown boy? You know what game I'm talking about. Rams minus 14.5 per DraftKings. 88% of the money on them. Frank, what are you doing, Mr. Shepard? You going to lead the sheep with the Rams this week? No pun intended. Or are you going to take the Detroit Kitty Cats, the team I think you said earlier in the year you never bet against? Are you a sheep or a shark, Frank?
This is horrible. This is a nightmare. I don't know why I thought I'd skate by without having to do this. So it's 14.5.
14.5 is what I got here for DraftKings.
There's a hook on it.
That's right.
14.5. You got that? Man, I thought I saw it higher than that. Well, so here, let's just walk through this one really quick. So at the beginning of the year, Lions were on Monday Night Football, or Sunday night. Monday night. It was Monday night, and they had the Packers, and I took the Packers. So, but I didn't take them. I verbally said the Packers are going to win this game. They're going to cover whatever the spread is, and I said take the Packers. This one obviously has a little more emotional charge to it. That game, Aaron Rodgers is coming off the embarrassing loss to the Saints. I'm stalling. There is, it's a 2-score lead, 2-touchdown favorite in the Rams. So I don't see any real scenario how the Lions keep this remotely a game. The Rams offense is so good. They're going to be in SoFi. Stafford's going to want it more than anything. With that being said, I'm going to take the Lions at 14.5 with a backdoor cover. I think it's going to be, they're up by 21, and as Romo and Jim Nantz are fucking talking about the length of Stafford's shaft, they're not even going to be paying attention to the game. We're going to have David Blau in the game handing it off to fucking Jamal Williams, and he's going to bang one in with 8 seconds left, and the Lions are going to lose like 34-21. 34-21. How are they going to put up 21 points? They're not going to do that. I'm taking the Lions. Fuck it. I'm just taking the Lions because I want the logo. We're going to have four. I have never been this rattled in my life. 14.5 Lions. That's it. Sheep and shark. I'm a shark. Or I'm a sheep. I'm a shark. I'm a shark.
You're a shark this week, Frank. You're a shark. I've never been a sheep yet this year, Frank. Okay?
You haven't?
And this game, no. I have not been a sheep yet this year. And this game is screaming, take the Lions. It makes no sense. There's too much money the other way. But guess what, Frank? Stafford has had this circle since midsummer.
Yeah.
The Lions are fucking gutless.
They're terrible.
If they had anybody on defense, I might say that they keep it close. Stafford's going for 4 touchdowns. He's going for 300-plus yards. Goff is going to miss Hawk 3 times. Yep. We're going to hand the ball off to Swift. Aaron Donald's going to get 2+ sacks. And the Rams are going to beat the fucking doors off the Lions. It ain't going to be close. They're not scoring 21. They're putting up 13 or 14 points. And the Rams are going to put up 38. This is an absolute schoolyard bully beatdown in all aspects on all sides of the ball. And America is going to love Stafford, and you're going to be nauseated all the way through Monday with how much they're talking about him. Give me the Rams minus 14.5 and an absolute beatdown because know why, Frank? The Lions are gutless.
Beautiful. I mean, just poetry, as opposed to my bumbling, fucking nervous, like no dick fucking take that I just had. I'm still sticking by it. 14.5. Can't go back on it now. And it's gonna be garbage touchdown. You know, I said they're not gonna score 21 points. They will score 14, and they're gonna get that garbage 21 right at the end to backdoor cover my hook. That hook's gonna save us.
Is that fire causing some delirium over there, Frank? Do I need to send someone over there?
I think it was carbon monoxide, the silent killer. I think I'm getting a little. But here's the one thing I will say. You know, for winning money, whatever the fucking touchdown line is, take for Stafford. I mean, if it's 3.5, take 4. Like, if it's 2.5, absolutely take it. Like,
I think it's going to be 2.5 minus 150 or something. Still take it.
Yeah, and the last time, you know, very rarely you see a 2.5 touchdown one. The last one I think was Rodgers versus the Lions. So,
what happened there, Frank?
He scored 3. I think
okay.
He had 3.
All
right, there it is. We'll lock in JU's picks when he's off baby duty. All right, we already did a little bit of college talk, but since we're in betting here, let's give our college picks. We'll do this quickly, and then we'll close it out with over-under. But, Chandler, go ahead.
Yep, I'm going to keep it simple this week, Frank. What game looks lopsided? Take a great team and run with a team. My buddy Juice is going down there. Yes, I'm talking about Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They are hosting the Tennessee Volunteers this week and laying 24.5. Tennessee's frauds. They're the Michigan of the SEC, the Texas of the SEC. They are frauds, okay? Herndon Hooker, their starting quarterback, was gimpy at the end of the game. They don't know if he's going to go. In comes Joe Milton. Fraud. They are frauds. Bama is mad. They know they can't not play a perfect rest of the season. If they want to get into the playoffs, they've got to get ready for that game against Georgia. They've got to start pulverizing teams. Alabama, roll damn tide, minus 24.5 at home against the Tennessee Volunteers.
And they have no respect for Tennessee whatsoever.
No, none.
Literally zero. Hell yeah, I love it. And then just to recap last week, you did have Pitt minus 5. They won in a blowout. So nice W there, right?
No, I don't think I had last week I had
did I forget to write it in?
Lost it. I had fucking Arkansas against goddamn Bo Nix.
Remember I mixed them up.
Yep. JU had Pitt, I believe.
Oh, okay. Then I just wrote them in the wrong spot. Wow.
Yep.
Honorable. All right, Arkansas 4.5. That's me just writing in the wrong spot. All right. Okay, cool. And then I got back on the winning wagon after 3 straight weeks in a row of picking the wrong dog. I picked the right dog with my boy PJ Fleck in Minnesota.
There we go.
And I'm following the same formula, Chandler. No difference here. I am simply taking a home dog within the same conference. That's what I'm doing. Home dog, same conference, and it's in the conference I watch the most, which is the Big Ten. Purdue +3 hosting Wisconsin. Wisconsin, all they've done this year is lose me money, so I almost have no doubt that they're going to win the game by 23 versus Purdue. That's just kind of how it happens. It's like you take a team, they lose you money. You take a team, they lose you money. You bet against the team, they lose you money. So Purdue +3 at home hosting Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin obviously stinks, and it's a Big Ten dog at home.
I want to put one pick of caution for all of our listeners out there in the Fizz Army. Oklahoma State +7 at Iowa State.
Yes.
They were underdogs last week. They proved everyone wrong. So now what happens? They're a touchdown underdog against unranked Iowa State, and 70% of the money's on Oklahoma State.
How could it not
Steer clear, stay away. That game, that's Vegas telling you, do not bet Oklahoma State.
Do not touch. Do not touch. Do not touch that game. I mean, it was so obvious to not touch. I mean, this was last night, too, with Coastal Carolina.
Yep.
Appalachian State got their dicks kicked in by Georgia State last week. They haven't had a great year. Coastal Carolina is ranked going into Appalachian State. The only caveat there, so Coastal Carolina is a 4-point favorite, which made no sense at all. And then it got up to 5.
Yep.
Made 0 sense at all. I had my finger on the trigger of that game. I can't tell you how many times. I laid off. Thank God I did. Appalachian State won outright.
Yep.
Outright.
Yep.
Wild. All right. Let's close this thing out here. Let's get to over-under. Let me pull it up. Jerry sent it. I actually texted Jerry this week and said, will you send me the 5 for over under, and he said, "Can we stop having this conversation? I'm just going to do it." And I said, "Thank God," because I'm sick of having to reach out to him every fucking week for this. All right, Jerry Rubino out of Cleveland, Ohio, my overweight accountant friend who needs, I don't know, like a hobby or like human contact. LGRW, as he starts it, number 1 on the list, the NBA. The NBA, over or underrated Chandler Nash?
Gosh, what did I wear on the show today, Frank? I'm rocking the LaMelo Ball jersey on the show today.
Oh, my God.
All right, so I don't want to hear it. Everyone, they don't play defense. They're this or that. It's ticky-tack. It's foul. They are some of the most talented athletes in the world. And know why they don't play defense? Because they're unfucking real at offense. The NBA is a big entertainment. They have the best teams in the biggest markets. They know how to market a sport. NHL, take notes. NBA knows how to put on a huge performance and a big entertainment for any sports fans. I like the NBA. Yeah, you know who's going to be the final 4 or final 8 teams, but when it gets to there, it's some of the best sports in the world. Give me underrated on NBA.
So I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm not ever going to sit here and call one of I probably will never call one of the 4 major sports leagues overrated. That's just insanity. It's the NBA. It's like what I love. It's like I love the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, and the NBA and college sports. Like there's things I don't like about it. There's things I wish they were changed, but guess what? Every fucking week I'm going to watch it. I don't watch the NBA that much. Guarantee if the Pistons are a 50-win team, I'm going to be watching every single game. That's just how it goes. I watch the NBA finals every year, even the conference finals. Like I'm tuned in. I don't know that much, but I'm not going to sit here and call the NBA overrated. That's insanity. That's insanity. And I agree with you. I mean, they know how to market their players and they know how to create a big buzz. I think hockey guys just care a little bit more about winning the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll call it underrated as well because I think you're just looking for like, you know, if it was overrated, you wouldn't watch, you wouldn't deal with it. Think of the things we call overrated. We don't like deal with those things. It's just like I don't know how to describe it. Like if there's a show that's overrated, I don't fucking watch it. All right, number 2. Cameo, the celebrity app, the app that's like, do you know what it is?
I kind of do. I mean, what they basically say like a message for you, like "Happy birthday" from LeVar Ball or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I get that. Overrated.
Okay. That's hilarious. So I'm going to call it underrated, and the reason I'm calling it underrated is because I got one from Ken Daniels. My old employees got it for my birthday, and it was Ken Daniels of the Red Wings giving me like a 5-minute dust fest. He just like dusted me up and down on my birthday, and I think it's actually a really cool idea. It's like B-list celebrities, D-list celebrities, C-list celebrities. My cousin got one from Norm Macdonald, God rest his soul, R.I.P. And it's just like a cool thing you're going to have for the rest of your life. You know, whether... You know, it's not going to be Leonardo DiCaprio, but I mean, Ken Daniels. What more do I need? I thought it was pretty cool. So I think
it's not personal. You don't know them. They're just shouting you out.
Yeah, you should watch mine. I mean, you give them a list of shit to say. I mean, of course it's not fucking personal, but hey, not all that glitter ain't gold. All right, all that gold is glitter. I don't know how it goes. Kanye said it. Number 3, betting the under. Over or underrated? I will lead this one off. Betting the under it's overrated, right? But it's not. See, this is a tough one because betting the under gets a horrible rep, you know. So it's like, is it overrated because people hate it? Betting the under does suck, so I'm just gonna say it's overrated. Like it's never exciting. I'm not mad if I do it. I have an under on my tab for Sunday, but like I'm not gonna be like pumped to watch that game. You never want to root for like no points personally.
Right. I will say it's underrated because it makes you money. I like betting the under because all the sheep bet the over, and then it comes in under. So MOE, I'll take the money. Do I love it? No. But as an action and as a bettor, you have to bet the under. It's underrated.
I agree. I mean, I totally agree. And that was almost my exact take I was almost going to say it's underrated because it wins you money. I'll never attend a football game or a sporting event and take the under, if that's a way to put it.
Sure.
I'll just take a team.
That's fair.
I don't really bet over-unders, though, honestly, as we do over-under. This is fun. Number 4, working from home. Working from home.
I personally hate it. I go into the office all the time. I get a lot more done in the office than at home. Don't get me wrong. I'll spend an afternoon at home or a morning at home when I have some meetings lined up, but I'm not a big work from home guy. It just doesn't do it for me. I get more locked in when I'm around people and at the office. Working from home is overrated.
Hey, and a surprise take here, I'm going to agree. I totally am way more productive when I go in the office and kind of have a routine. Like, if I'm working from home, I kind of slug out of bed. I slug to the couch after. Like, I feel like I got no routine. I'm not really leaving the same spot. That being said, the hybrid, if anything from COVID, like, the hybrid is fucking great.
Yes.
Like, it's nice to have the option,
Yes.
So I love the option. And I think that's where a lot of people land on that one. But overall, I don't like working from home that much. It's overrated. Number 5, last on the list. Close out over under. Close out episode 69. Such a bummer. Jay, you missed 69. What a funny number. Number 5, vending machines. Vending machines over or underrated?
Oh, gosh. I'm a snack junkie.
Yeah.
I love snacks. I love candies. I love seeing the vending machine. I love even when they get caught and you're fucking freaking out because you put $1 in.
Part of the fun.
And then it's hanging on the edge. Like, vending machines, I don't know. It's like nostalgic for me. Like, I used to do them when I was younger. And I don't know. I like vending machines. I'm not big on like, oh, hey, here's an iPhone in a vending machine or like the high-end shit. I like candy or pop vending machines. And when you go to a hotel and you rip up a vending machine run and then grab some ice on the way back for the room, fucking classic. Vending machines, underrated.
Yeah, vending machines are great. I mean, obviously, like you just said, it reminds me of like being a kid at the hotel. You get $1 from your dad. You go buy whatever. You go buy a Surge from the Surge machine.
Oh, yeah.
They remind me of Frazier Ice Arena with the they used to have the Red Wings ones with the angry goalie mask on it, and they had the All Sports in there.
Oh, yeah.
Just, great vending machines. And now they got car vending machines, Carvana. So they're up and down. Vending machines aren't going anywhere. I'm just trying to think if I think there's like a weird statistic, like 10 people a year are killed by vending machines in the U.S.
I saw something like that. Something like that.
Wild shit. But we're going to close it up. I know Chandler's got to get to bowling. I got to get to hockey. And everybody, if you're curious, the long necks are back, baby. And we're playing decent this year. We got a tough one tonight. We'll see how it goes. But thank you all for joining us. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please write a review. Even if you don't listen on Apple Podcasts, type it into Google. Go write us a review. I would really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to tell your friends about this. Follow on Instagram. Tell everyone. Twitter. All the above. And good luck on everyone's bets this week. We will see you next week.
Thank you for the support, everybody.
Think it's a game. There it is. There it is. There it is. Walked in, 30,000 in my pocket, had them niggas just like, ooh. $50,000 on your bill, wanna fuck me, gotta scream it like.